Time now for a look at our viewer submitted photos.
Emily Griffin has our Send It to 7 Pics of the Week.
Send It to 7 Pics of the Week, sponsored by Foy Agency.
Happy Halloween! This is a costume edition of Pics of the Week. First and foremost are my niece and nephew, perfect in every way, dressed as a cat and a dinosaur. Next, we have Billy the little pumpkin and Autumn the pup dressed as Pennywise. Nevaeh went for a spooky look as the devil, and Toto and Ruby here both dressed as the Grinch. Finally, brothers Hudson and Granger took an organic approach and plopped down in some pumpkins. Keep sharing your Halloween pics on Send It to 7. Emily Griffin, 7 News.